How's it going today, YouTube? This is Joe here, coach of the Atlanta Talonflames, bringing you our Week 3 Team Builder episode for our next matchup against the Palossands and Coach Potatolord. If you want to check out our Team Builder from last week, I'll have a link in the description below. I'll also have an iCard put up if you want to check out our last week's battle where we defeated the Knockholt Kingdras and Coach Shawn in our first ever draft league battle. It was a good battle, too. He had a very good team. My team was just better. All right, so let's take a look at our opponent real quick, because also he is 1-1, I believe. Yes, I think he's 1-1, so it's going to be interesting to see how we do against him and his squad. But he also did make a couple of changes because he recognized our strength and he wants to give me and my Talonflames a good battle, which I respect greatly. So, Potatolord, thank you, sir. So, he did make a couple of changes, as I just previously mentioned, and those changes were he dropped for his Gmax, which was Gmax Sandaconda, for Gmax or Beetle. He dropped, I forget what he dropped for Rotom Frost, and then he dropped something else for Unpheasant. I forget which one that was off the top of my head. But his team going into our matchup, which we will probably do on Tuesday, and then I'll upload that battle once it's complete along with this. His team consists of Gmax Orbeetle, Excadrill, Grimmsnarl, Gigalith, Ice Cube, Pinsir, Unpheasant, Galarian Slowbro, Snom, Barraskewda, and Rotom Frost. So let's take a look at those Pokemon real quick. We'll do a little debrief on them, and then we'll decide which 6 we're going to bring for this week. So, starting things off, Gmax Orbeetle. I'm not sure what exactly he would bring for that Gmax form. Now, the head of the Shiva Draft League, Dr. Thumping, he has his own Orbeetle set, which usually runs Sticky Web and Bug Buzz. So it's possible he might send that out, give the Sticky Webs, then recall it. So I might have to keep an eye out for something of that nature. His Grimmsnarl can run anything. It could be a physical attacker. I think he can run a couple of special attacks. But it's usually used as a support Pokemon. So he might throw Light Clay on it, give it Reflect, give it Light Scream, maybe a Thunder Wave, and then one attacking move, maybe Darkest Lariat or Play Rough, maybe even Spirit Break to lower my special attack. Now, one of the combinations I see on his team, which is going to be something to watch out for if he does so choose to bring it, is the Gigalith Excadrill. So now, he could run what I do with my Excadrills in other servers and other leagues where I run Mold Breaker on my Excadrill. I never really experimented with Sand Rush or Sand Force, but I've been told those are really, really tough. So he could have Gigalith out there, send out Stealth Rocks, and then maybe have Body Press with it, with Sandstream, and then he sends out Excadrill to clean up house afterwards with Sand Force or Sand Rush, whichever one. I think it's Rush that doubles it. Next up, we're gonna look at Ice Cube. Ice Cube, interesting opponent that we would have to face. I mean, its Ice Face ability, it essentially nullifies some of my Pokemon for that first hit, and then it might have Hail, it might have Belly Drum, and it's fast when it doesn't have the Ice Head, but it's not fast when it does. So one special attack, I could probably take it out, maybe even 2. But that's all dependent on, damages and everything. Next up, we have Pinsir. Pinsir, I've used it before. It's all right as an opponent. I think it really does better as a Mega, to be fully honest, getting that Bug Flying type, even though it conversely makes it 4 times weak to Stealth Rocks instead of 2 times weak. But it can be effective. I mean, X-Scissor, I think it can run Revenge, maybe even Circle or Storm Throw. Maybe Endure or Protect or something like that. Could be an interesting set to run against it. And who knows, he might even teach it Skitter Smack, because now that's a very viable move in these kind of battles. I mean, Skitter Smack, 70 base power, it's a physical attack, and it lowers my special attack. what more can he ask? Next up, we got Unfezant. Now, I don't know if he has male Unfezant or female Unfezant, so I'm sorry, like right now it shows that it's male Unfezant, and that, I mean, it could be anything with that. I mean, Unfezant, most people refer to Unfezant as one of the top 3, if not top 2, of the worst starting bird Pokemon. And it's mainly just because of its move pool. I mean, the Pokemon can be viable if it had some decent movesets, but I mean, I think its main physical attack is Brave Bird, and even then, that's a problem because it, does the recoil damage. So, and also it has Super Luck, so he could run a Super Luck Scope Lens combination, and I think that makes it a 50% critical hit ratio in Generation 8 calculations. I'm not 100% sure on that. So he could run that. He could run Roost, maybe even a Tailwind setup. And then one final move, maybe like U-turn or something like that to keep the system on his play. Galarian Slowbro is the next one that we're going to look at here. And Galarian Slowbro is interesting. The head of the Shiva Draft League, our chairman, Sudo Wudo, and he's also head coach of the Tampa Bay Toxtricity in the B division. He is a poison type Elite Four specialist in our Shiva Gym Challenge in the Shiva Shack Discord. And his Slowbro is very interesting. He has one with the Regenerator ability, and he has one with the Quick Draw ability, but he gives the Quick Draw ability Quick Claw, which gives it a 40% chance to move first. So I don't know what he would run with that. I mean, could he run the specials attack side, or could he run the physical attack side? Would he use Regenerator to, switch in and out and get some necessary health back for the end game? I'm not entirely 100% certain there. But Galarian Slowbro is really interesting, to say the least, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Galarian Slowking when that comes out in Crown Tundra. But I might have to look forward to seeing that Pokemon. I mean, I know I've got some counters on my team, per se, to Galarian Slowbro, but I've got to be very cautious with it. Next up is Snom. I see no possibility that Coach Potato is going to bring Snom against my team, per se, because I've ran every calculation in the book, and even if Snom has max HP and either defense or special defense with an Eviolite, almost every one of my Pokemon OHKOs it, depending on the move that I use. So I don't know what kind of set he could run. I mean, maybe Focus Sash with it. I mean, that's a possibility. I think it gets Ice Scales like its ability, its evolution Frostmoth does. So I mean, but even with that, the frailty of its defenses, even with Eviolite, it just gets obliterated by most special attacks, and then physical attacks, you don't even have to get started there. Barraskewda is next, and Barraskewda is interesting. Like, he could run Choice Scarf with the Barraskewda, per se, and then maybe use like Liquidations. I mean, the most common sets you see with Barraskewda are Liquidation, Crunch, Psychic Fangs, maybe Aqua Jet. I don't know what its hidden ability is, but I don't think it's been made legal yet, per se. So it's most likely that without without the rain being set up, it won't do much, per se, but I always have to be on the lookout for Barraskewda, per se, so we have to be ready for that. And then finally, Rotom Frost. Now, he changed out Rotom Frost in between weeks 2 and weeks 3, so that one, I remember, he dropped Greedent for Rotom Frost. So this one is going to be interesting. Rotom Frost, it gives him an Ice-type coverage, which does decent against some of my team, such as Hydreigon and Teleon, if it uses Freeze Dry. Venusaur does well against. It can do well against my Lapras with its electric type coverage, and it can run some good moves here and there. But I gotta be cautious for that as well. I mean, I'm not sure if it can learn Rain Dance, but if it can learn Rain Dance and then set up Barraskewda, then I got my work cut out for me per se. So that is Potato's team, and now we're gonna decide which 6 are gonna come in for me. I think for this battle, we're going to keep our G-Max for this battle. So Bloom and Onion will stay on the team. If you watch our battle against Shawn, he was the main reason why we won. He went and just swept essentially every one of his opposing Pokemon, with the exception of Palossands because Frenzy Plant missed. I think for the second Pokemon based on his team, I'm going to bring King Neptune. I'm going to bring the Lapras again. So he's going to have choice specs to help out with the Excadrill, with the Unfezant, and because Freeze Dry choice specs does a massive amount of damage, and it could probably easily OHKO the Unfezant too if it tanks a critical hit. But I could even run a Shell Armor because I have a Shell Armor Lapras that I could run as well. I'm going to make his debut in this one. I'm going to bring Azula for this battle. I'm going to bring him, my Centiskorch. So he's going to be... Well, actually, she. My bad. I nicknamed it Azula because Azula, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Great show, by the way. That one, Legend of Korra, 2 great versions of anime. So I'm going to bring her. It's got Fire Lash, Skitter Smack, Coil, and Power Whip, and it's holding a Focus Sash. So it maybe can do some damage against his team if given the right set and the right cards. Next up, I think I'm going to bring Work in Unison, my Reuniqueless again, because this set, if it gets an opportunity to set up, it is massively broken. Get 1 Calm Mind out there and 1 Acid Armor, it probably would take out every one of his Pokemon in 1 hit, but that's assuming that I get the setup. And then I also have, I'm going to run Weakness Policy on it. I mean, I know it says Razor Claw there, but I'm going to put a Weakness Policy on it, so it'll be ready for there. Given the rest of his team, I'm going to also bring another debut this week. I'm going to bring Suyin Beifong. I'm going to say Legend of Korra reference for the Avatar fans out there. Suyin Beifong, the Metal Bender. I'm gonna bring her. So I might change out Steel Beam for Flash Cannon just to avoid the 50% recoil damage and chance for missing. And I might also give it the Choice Scarf just to be on the safe side against some of his Pokemon, because it can take out the Ice Skew. It can probably take out the Unfezant, maybe the Barraskewda because it's got good defense, and it can check Rotom Frost. And then the final Pokemon I'm going to bring, I'm going to stick with Vista again. Vista, this substitute set with adaptability and Hyper Beam, it can set itself up with the substitute, take 25% damage and just go to town with Hyper Beam, assuming that, I substitute at the right time. So that's going to be our team for this battle against Potato and his Palossands. You guys can catch that battle later this week. Once we do our battle, we have to work around the time constraints because he's a UK gentleman, a very respectful UK gentleman, and I'm on the East Coast of the United States, so we got a 5-hour time difference per se there. But I look forward to our battle against him. I'm looking forward to seeing if the Talonflames, if we can continue this streak we're on. I mean, granted, we're 1-0, but we won our battle last week, so let's hope to win again next time. If you guys want, you could leave a like on the video, show the support about the Talonflames, and I look forward to the battle against Shawn. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys for the battle, and Flame up.